So we will begin with our prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkripātamaham vande Sri-Gurum Dīnataranam Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So we will continue our study of Sri Brahma Samhita. Let me share my screen. So until last time we read up to text 47, where we started from the description of all the dhammas, which are, or all the abodes, which Brahmaji is describing. Goloka namni nijadhamni tale chadasya, that Goloka nam, which is nijadhama of Lord Sri Krishna himself. And then underneath those, there are Devi, Mahesha, Haridham, Suteshu. There is Devi Dham, Mahesha Dham, and Haridham, all the different realms. And they are Tete Prabhava Nichaya Vihitaschayana. And then he has allotted respective authorities for each of these Dhama, who are the authoritative personalities there, who are the controlling deities in that. Then we learned about the authority, who is authority in the Devi Dham. So we learned Srishti, Sthiti, Pralaya, Sadhana, Shakti Rekha, that Srishti, Sthiti, and Pralaya. So creation, maintenance, annihilation, which can be done by the agency, which is Durga. So Durga Devi or Maya Devi, who is the controlling deity, or who is the controller of the material creation. Then between the material creation and then the spiritual realm, there is a place which is we call kind of a border of that, which is also known as Mahesha Dham. And then Mahesha Dham, in the spiritual side, we saw that Lord Sadashiva, who is in the spiritual realm, he lives on the other side, on the material side. His incarnation, Shambhu, is the controlling deity who associates directly with the Durga Devi. So that's what we learn. And he is compared to Kshiram Yatha Dadhi Vikara Vishesha Yoga. Just like from milk, we get curd after a special or Vishesha Vikara. So a special transformation when milk is transformed into dahi. In the same way, Lord Vishnu or Krishna transformed into his Shambhu form, which is not qualitatively fully of Vishnu Tattva, but he is very close to him. And then we learn about Deeparchireva hi dashantaram abhyupetya. So just like one candle, one flame of candle can burn or light unlimited flames of unlimited candles, Lord Krishna expands into unlimited Vishnu's Murtis. And they are the Vishnu Murtis living in the Haridhama. They have their own different planetary systems and planets. So today we are going to learn about, I'm thinking of doing two verses. They are kind of go hand in hand, 47th and 48th, where we will learn about Ananta and Mahā-Viṣṇu. So who are the another great incarnations who are the source of this material creation. or Mahā-Viṣṇu is the source of this material creation. So text 47. Yah kāraṇārṇava-jale bhajati sma yoga nidrām ananta-jagad-aṇḍa-sa-roma-kūpaḥ ādhāra-śaktim avalambya parāṁ sva-mūrtiṁ govindam ādi-puruṣaṁ tam-ahaṁ bhajāmi. So here Lord Brahmaji is describing two personalities actually. He mentions about yah kāraṇārṇava-jale bhajati sma. One who is enjoying in the Karana ocean, the water of Causal Ocean, who is enjoying or who is relaxing there, and he is in yoga-nidrām. He is in the creative transcendental sleep with half eyes closed. He is not the sleep like us, who the living entities who sleep, whose sleep is in ignorance, but who is in his yoga-nidrā, and then from him ananta-jagad-aṇḍa-sa-roma-kūpaḥ, ananta, unlimited, jagad-aṇḍa, so the universes in the shape of an egg like, we saw that golden egg-like universes coming. Where are they coming from? Sa-roma-kūpaḥ, from his roma, means the hair pores or the hair holes on his body. From those pores, there are unlimited universes coming out from his body. When he is breathing out, there are unlimited jagad-aṇḍa, ananta-jagad-aṇḍa-sa-roma-kūpaḥ, ādhāra-śaktim avalambya parāṁ sva-mūrtiṁ. And there is also, he expands himself also as ādhāra-śaktim, or the supportive nature, who is complete accommodating potency in the form of Śeṣa or Ananta, which is supporting unlimited universes on his unlimited hoods. So he becomes or expands himself into ādhāra-śaktim avalambya. He assumes that form, parāṁ, which is supreme, and which is also sva-mūrtiṁ, which is also his own subjective form or his own expansions as Śeṣa or Ananta. To that Govinda, govindam ādi-puruṣaṁ tam ahaṁ bhajāmi. To that Govinda, whose expansions are the Mahā-Viṣṇu, from whose bodily pores unlimited universes are coming, and whose expansion is also Ananta-Śeṣa, who becomes the ādhāra-śakti, or the supportive accommodating potency of all these universes. To that Govinda, Lord Brahma says that, who is the original Purusha or ādi-puruṣaṁ tam ahaṁ bhajāmi. So here he is saying, I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, who, assuming his own great subjective form, who bears the name of Śeṣa or Ananta, replete with the all-accommodating potency, and reposing in the causal ocean with infinity of the world in the pores of his hair, enjoys creative sleep or yoga-nidrā. There is small purport here. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati writes, the subjective nature of Ananta, who has the form of couch of Mahā-Viṣṇu, is described. Ananta, the same who is infinite couch of Mahā-Viṣṇu, reposes as is a distinctive appearance of the divinity bearing the name Śeṣa, having subjective nature of the servant of Krishna. So, as Ananta or Śeṣa is expansion of Baldev, who is the first expansion of Krishna, and who is always serving Krishna in all different forms. He becomes umbrella when Krishna needs it. He becomes Krishna's slippers. He becomes everything. He becomes Krishna's bed, and everything, whatever Krishna needs, he is supporting Krishna or helping him in different forms. He's always serving him in all the different matters. And then let's read the next verse also, and then we can discuss both of them together. And next one here, again, we are, Brahmaji describes of Mahā-Viṣṇu. yasyaika-niśvasita-kālam athāvalambya jīvanti loma-vilajā jagad-aṇḍa-nāthāḥ viṣṇur mahānsa iha yasya kalā-viśeṣo govindam ādi-puruṣaṁ tamahaṁ bhajāmi. So, yasyaika-niśvasita-kālam athāvalambya. So, his one breath, the time of one breath of Mahā-Viṣṇu is the time of this whole universe that comes out of his pore is that taking shelter of his breath is the life of that universe, which is just one breath of Mahā-Viṣṇu. And also jīvanti loma-vilajā jagad-aṇḍa-nāthāḥ. And all these loma-vilajā jagad-aṇḍa, this loma-vilajā means which universes, jagad-aṇḍa, which the universes which came out of the bodily pores of this Mahā-Viṣṇu, each and every universe has one supreme personality, and that is Brahma. And here it is mentioned as plural, Nāthāḥ, means there are unlimited universes and each universe has its own Brahma. So they jīvanti, they live for how much time? One niśvasita-kālam, one breath of Mahā-Viṣṇu. So that one breath, when he breathes out, all these universes come out of his bodily pores, and when he breathes in, all these universes are again sucked into his body. And that breath, that time, is the life of each universe, and that is also the lifespan of each and every Brahma of each universe. So that is the long time they jīvanti, they live. So that Viṣṇu, from whose bodily pores all these universes are coming, viṣṇur Mahān, that Mahān Viṣṇu, sa iha yasya kalā-viśeṣo. That Mahān Viṣṇu, that great Viṣṇu or Mahā-Viṣṇu, or also called as kāraṇārṇava-jale, which we read in the previous verse, who is taking yoga-nidrā in the causal ocean, is yasyaika-niśvasita-kālam, he is kalā-viśeṣo. He is a special expansion or special partial expansion, viṣeṣa expansion of Govinda. To that Govinda, Lord Brahmaji is saying, govindam ādi-puruṣaṁ tamahaṁ bhajāmi. O Govinda, O Adi-Purush, I worship you. So Brahma and other lords of mundane worlds appearing from the pores of the hair of Mahā-Viṣṇu remain alive as long as the duration of one exhalation of the latter, or Mahā-Viṣṇu. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, of whose subjective personality Mahā-Viṣṇu is the portion of portion, Kala. As we read from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Etecha amsha kala pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So it is translated as amsha is the direct expansion of Krishna, and kala is the expansion of his expansion, or portion of his portion. And that here Mahā-Viṣṇu is referred as kalā-viśeṣo, and he translates here as Mahā-Viṣṇu is the portion of Krishna. So here in the small purport, the supreme majesty of subjective nature of Vishnu is shown here. So this Mahā-Viṣṇu is the source of all material creation. As we see, all the material universes are coming from his bodily pores, and these universes live for the breath of this Vishnu. So this material creation is also called as the dreamland created by this Mahā-Viṣṇu, who is in the yoga-nidrā, and in his dream this whole universe is created, and the living entities who are unfit to live in the spiritual world, who are envious of Krishna and who wants to compete with Lord Krishna, who wants to imitate with Lord Krishna, they are given opportunity to enjoy in this material creation. And after being in contact with the material modes of material nature and material elements, they suffer or enjoy in this material world according to their different karmic reactions, and they get subtle and material bodies. But when they come in contact with a pure devotee like Narada Muni, or they get some association of a pure devotee, then they are liberated from here. And this Mahā-Viṣṇu is the source of all the primary creation. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the second canto, 10th chapter, in the beginning, the very first verse explains about the 10 subject matters of Srimad Bhagavatam, where the first were sarga and visarga. Atra sargo visargasya sthanam poshanam utaya. So where we read about atra sargo visargasya sthanam poshanam utaya manmantireshanukatha. Nirodho muktirashraya. So these 10 subject matters. So the first one is sarga, that is the primary creation, which is created by this Mahā-Viṣṇu. And visarga is actually created by Brahmaji with the intelligence that he gets from Krishna or Vishnu, and with all these elements that are created as sarga. So visarga is just a reactionary work that is done by Brahmaji in by agitation of modes of material nature. That is the visarga, and that's what is explained in the second or the third verse of this chapter, where it is said that the first primary creation, sarga, is bhuta matra indriyadhiyam janma sarga udarita. So what is that? Bhuta means panchamahabhuta, the 5 gross elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. Then matra means the 5 sense objects: rasa, gandha, shabda, sparsha, and what is taste? Rasa we already had, and shabda, what is smelling? Gandha, taste, and touch, sparsha. So all these, and then 5 indriyas: the eyes, nose, touch, skin, ears, and tongue, and dhyam or mind. So all these 16 elements, 5 material, 5 gross elements, 5 subject matters, or the sense objects, and 5 senses, and mind. These 16 are created by Mahā-Viṣṇu, and they are called as sarga. And Brahmano gunavaishamyam visarga paurusha smrta. And Brahmaji, when he, by the gunas, by the use of these 3 modes of material nature, when he uses these raw material, kind of the 16 elements, and then creates all different forms of bodies and everything, that is called visarga. So Brahmaji creates. So this is how Mahā-Viṣṇu is the real source of whole creation, and Brahmaji gets intelligence from him, and then with the interaction of these modes of material nature, he creates, and that creation is called as visarga. The elementary creation of 16 items of matter, namely the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether, then 5 senses: sound, form, touch, 5 sense objects: sound, form, taste, smell, touch, and 5 senses: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin, and dhyam or mind is known as sarga. So that's what, when all these universes are created coming from the pore of Mahā-Viṣṇu, this is also created. And then, whereas the subsequent resultant interaction of the modes of material nature done by Brahmaji is called visarga. And then in the last part of the purport, it is said that thus the original creation is directly from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is from Mahā-Viṣṇu or Parabrahman. And then the secondary creation or visarga is the reactionary result of original ingredients is made by Brahma, and thus the activities of the whole universe is started. This whole universe, or the working, is based on these two creations, Sarga and Visarga. And then there are the remaining 8 subject matters are described further in the further verses. But I just wanted to touch this creation because we are reading about Mahā-Viṣṇu, how these universes are coming from his pores. So this Mahā-Viṣṇu is the first incarnation in this material creation, or not in the material creation, but the source of material creation, who is the cause of this whole material creation, which is in who is lying in the Karana ocean, which is also called as Mahat-tattva, which is like a cloud in the spiritual sky. The spiritual effulgence or the spiritual rays are spread throughout the spiritual sky, and in one portion of this, there is this Karana ocean or the Causal Ocean, which is also mentioned as kind of a cloud, in which this Lord Mahā-Viṣṇu is lying in the yoga-nidrā. And we just discussed that from whose pores all these materials, universes are coming. Also, the sleeping of Mahā-Viṣṇu is in the previous verse, what we read, that he is in the yoga-nidrā. So his sleeping is not like our sleepings. And Prahlad Maharaj, when he's offering prayers to Lord Nrsimhadev, he mentions about this. He differentiates between the sleep that a living entity takes because of ignorance, because he needs rest materially, and Lord Mahā-Viṣṇu, his sleep is completely different. So where here Prahlad Maharaj, when he's offering prayers to Nrsimhadev, he mentions that, "Oh my Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, after the annihilation, the creative energy is kept in you." So when he breathes in all these universes which get annihilated, this energy is kept inside his body, who appear to sleep with half-closed eyes. But actually, however, you do not sleep like an ordinary human being, for you are always in transcendental stage beyond the creation of material world, and you always feel transcendental bliss. So he's enjoying that sleep. He's in complete bliss or ananda. As kāraṇādokṣaya Viṣṇu, you thus remain in your transcendental status, not touching material objects. So, as we have discussed several times, Lord Krishna or Vishnu never comes in contact with material energy. Although you appear to sleep, this sleeping is distinct from sleeping in ignorance. And in the last paragraph of purport, it is very beautifully mentioned about what is yoga-nidrā. The practice of yoga is similar to yoga-nidrā of Mahā-Viṣṇu. So, dhyānāvastita tadgatena manasa paṣyanti yam yogino. Yoga or yoga-nidrā is not a sleep just like an ordinary living entity will sleep, but dhyana, it is a meditation in which even when devotees are in meditation, so they are always dhyānāvastita tadgatena manasa paṣyanti yam yogina. They are always seeing Lord in their mind. They are always thinking of him. Their mind is always situated on the lotus feet of Krishna. And the mind should always be actively fixed at the lotus feet of the Lord. Then one's practice of yoga will be successful. And then also I wanted to touch upon the 48th verse where Brahmaji mentions a plural when he mentions of jagad-aṇḍa-nāthāḥ. He doesn't say jagad-aṇḍa-nāthāḥ, but he says jagad-aṇḍa-nāthāḥ. That means there are unlimited nath or the controlling superintendents of each universe or unlimited Brahmas. So about this, there is a very beautiful pastime that Prabhupada writes in the Brahma Vimohan Leela, that Brahma, when he tried to bewilder Krishna by stealing the cowherd boys and the calves. But Krishna is the supreme. He didn't realize that. Krishna is the one who bewilders everyone. So Prabhupada writes a very beautiful purport that one of the pastimes in Dwarka, that Krishna, when he summons Brahmaji, and then one day Brahmaji goes to Dwarka to see Krishna, Lord Krishna. And then the doorkeeper at the entrance, when Brahmaji tells him that, okay, I want to see Lord Krishna. So and I am Brahma. So doorkeeper asks him, which Brahma are you? That time, Brahmaji is actually thinking he is the only Brahma. And he doesn't realize that there are many Brahmas. So he doesn't know. And then he eventually goes and meets Krishna. And then he asks Lord Krishna, are there more Brahmas? The doorkeeper, the Dwarapal at the gate asked me, which Brahma are you? And then Lord Krishna understands this, and with smiling face, in front of him, he invites many other Brahmas. And then this Chaturmukhi Brahma, our four-headed Brahma, he sees that there are so many other great personalities, great Brahmas come and offer obeisances to Lord Sri Krishna. And so there are some with 10 heads, some with 100 heads, some with 20 heads, some with thousands of heads. And then our four-headed Brahma, Chaturmukhi Brahma, he realizes that he is such an insignificant person, like a mosquito. Prabhupada uses this word, mosquito, in front of all these giant elephants, the other Brahmas. And then his bewilderment is kind of, his pride is kind of broken by Lord Krishna, showing him that how insignificant he is in front of Krishna, and there are many other superior Brahmas to him. So that's what I just wanted to mention when Brahmaji mentions here in his prayers that jīvanti loma-vilajā jagad-aṇḍa-nāthāḥ. There are the masters of the universes, or the Brahmas. So he uses a plural there, Natha. So these are the prayers. So we learn more about Mahā-Viṣṇu and Ananta in today's verse when Brahmaji is offering these prayers. So it is 9:30 already. So I'll stop here and we will take some reflections. So I see a question from Sudevi Sakhi Mataji here. What is subjective nature? Subjective nature in the previous verse. This the translation that for Ananta.
It is there here only, this current verse only. Yeah. The purport, the previous one which we were sharing.
The 48th. Okay.
So here you can see in the purport, the supreme majesty of the subjective nature of Vishnu is shown here. Then in the translation, you can see, I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, of whose subjective personality Mahā-Viṣṇu is the portion of portion.
My understanding of subjective nature here is one who is the source of this material creation, one who is the source of all this subject. And I will defer this for my lack of understanding to Shankaran Prabhu if he is available. Shankaran Prabhu, are you available? I guess not. Yeah.
Yeah. How about Rajivan Prabhu? Are you
Rajivan Prabhu, do you want to share something?
Krishna Prabhu,
Pranam.
So here it is a kalā-viśeṣo, that is translated by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur as subjective personality. So kala is an angsha, viśeṣa is basically a particular quality, a characteristic. So the subjective meaning here is suppose Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is taking the original meaning from Latin word, which is basically mean characteristic. So a particular feature of Govinda is Mahā-Viṣṇu, which also makes sense because a particular aspect of Krishna is Mahā-Viṣṇu. He's not fully manifest as Krishna. We know that Krishna has 64 qualities and Vishnu has 60 qualities. So basically a particular quality is manifesting here. Like Krishna's ability to rule over the material nature, that is manifested in Mahā-Viṣṇu. But Krishna's other qualities are not manifested. So it is kalā. Kalā means a part. Kalā-viśeṣo. So a particular part.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Sorry, you asked me something, Prabhu? I was away for a minute.
No worries, Prabhu. Mataji's question was, what is the meaning of subjective nature of Vishnu? So when Mahā-Viṣṇu is mentioned here as kalā-viśeṣo, which is translated as subjective nature of Vishnu. So what is the meaning of subjective nature?
Okay. So subjective nature is, because this whole verse is primarily talking about the role of Mahā-Viṣṇu, or the role of that particular, expansion of Krishna as the Lord of all the material creations, how he creates all the material existence. So that is what exactly means the subjective. So because Mahā-Viṣṇu, Supreme Lord Krishna, the Mahā-Viṣṇu, is primarily the source of all the material creations. So that's what actually subjective nature of Vishnu is.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Brajaman Prabhu also shared that because
kalā-viśeṣo, particular.
kalā-viśeṣo.
I heard that.
Yeah, for a specific purpose. Thank you. I hope that helps, Mataji. Thank you, Brajaman Prabhu and Shakaran Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So there are no more reflections. It is 9:35. We'll stop here today.
Prabhu, one more point. Actually, I was hearing from Pavaneshwar Prabhu on Bhagavad Cosmology, where he also mentioned that, earlier we have, in the earlier sessions, discussed about Sadashiva being a Vishnu Tattva, and from whom Shambhu is an expansion. And but here Pavaneshwar Prabhu was saying that Sadashiv has conquered Durga Devi. Now, some devotee was questioning whether he will also have consort or not. So he said yes. The consort is called Durga. I was just confused because Durga is not consort of any Vishnu Tattva, rather she is the energy, whereas Shambhu, I can say, okay, Shambhu, Durga could be consort of Shambhu. So that was a little confusing. Is there anywhere in Brahma Samhita where it clarifies Sadashiva as Vishnu Tattva or some other scripture?
I don't remember on the top of my head, Mataji. I have not seen specific, but if I will try to find that, and if Brajaman Prabhu or Shankaran Prabhu have come across this or know this, they can share.
So sorry, I didn't understand your question. So what was the question to Sadashiv?
Yeah, we understand him as a Vishnu Tattva from you, Prabhu. So, but when in the Bhakti-Vaibhav class, Pavaneshwar Prabhu was referring to him. He said that he has a consort called Durga. So that's why we were confused. So I just wanted to clarify that, because is in Bhakti, in Brahma Samhita or any other scripture, does it clarify that Sadashiva is a Vishnu Tattva?
Oh, okay. Rajan Prabhu, you have some insight on this? Or?
No, please go ahead, Prabhuji.
So, Mati, the word Sadashiv is actually interchangingly used for both Lord Vishnu as well as Lord Shiva. So, Lord Vishnu, who is actually the source of, or the, what you call, who expands as Lord Shiva, is called Sadashiv also. And sometimes Lord Shiva is also called Sadashiv. So both you will find in the scriptures, whenever sometimes Sadashiv is referred in the scriptures, it could, based on the context, it could mean Lord Vishnu, who is actually Vishnu Tattva, in the spiritual world, who is actually source of Lord Shiva, or it also could mean Lord Shiva. So when you say that Sadashiva had the consort Durga, that refers to Lord Shiva actually. It's not to Lord Vishnu. Because Durga is the consort of Lord Shiva.
Yeah, but he was addressing or referring to that Shiva, who is like we saw in the that picture, right, Prabhu, where there is the material world and spiritual world at the border. There is the Sadashiva Loka and all, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he was referring to Sadashiva, not regular Shiva, like. So yeah, that's why we always understood him as a Vishnu Tattva from you, because many times you have referred to him as that, and you mentioned that Shambhu is an expansion of Sadashiva, and like he was mentioning the 11 Rudras, and he was talking about the different like where the Rudras are there in the Mandala. There is, so he when he referred to the concert, the devotee asked that whether this Sadashiva also has a concert. He said yes, there the concert is called Durga, like that he said. So that was a confusion. So we Durga Devi is she's the consort of only Lord Shiva or Shambhu, we can say, but not Vishnu Tattva, right? So that's why.
Yeah, Mati, there actually, Lord Sadashiva as Lord Shiva, he has Durga, he also has, sometime, Mahagayatri, or it's also, Lalita Devi, she's also called his, consort. So there are different forms of Mother Durga, or Mother Parvati, which are actually considered the consorts of Lord Sadashiva. So in this case, in this context, Sadashiva refers to Lord Shiva, not Vishnu Tattva.
Okay. So the Shiva, whom we know as the consort of the Parvati, who is the consort of Shiva, he's also referred to as Sadashiva.
Yes, he also refers to Sadashiva.
Sometimes.
Yeah, just like, in the scriptures, you will find Brahman sometimes refers to living entity, and Brahman also sometimes refers to the Supreme Lord. So based on the context, what it is referring to, it is the meaning is different. So similarly here, Sadashiva also used in a similar way.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
Same manner, I was thinking actually in Bhagavad Gita, Purusha is also used for living entity, and Purusha is also used for Krishna. So depending on the context, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for clarifying that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Panchakalpatarubhyascha krupasindhuvascha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaः. Anant-koti Vaishnavavrind ki jai. Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you
Prabhuji.
very much, devotees.